This terrifying urban exploration will make you never enter an abandoned hospital again. Our next story comes from a Reddit user. They told him not to go back there. The hospital had been shut down for over 20 years. Mold ate the walls, the power had long been cut, and the morgue in the basement? No one had stepped inside since the last body was wheeled in and never wheeled out. But Mike was curious. He had a camera, a flashlight, and a dare from his friends. That was enough. As he descended into the basement, the air turned cold. Not cool, freezing, like the temperature dropped 20 degrees in seconds. The walls were lined with rusted lockers, blood-stained sheets, and a foul stench of rot that nearly made him puke. He found drawer number 17 halfway down the hallway. It was slightly ajar and ice cold. He laughed nervously, lifted his phone and whispered into the camera. "There's no way someone's still in here," he said, but the hairs on the back of his neck stood on end. Something was wrong. The temperature was wrong. It should have been warm, musty, stale, not freezing. He felt a prickle on his arm. Was it a bug or goosebumps? He shrugged it off. Probably just nerves. He pulled the drawer open. Under a white sheet lay the body of a young woman. Pale, still her hair was black and matted. Her wrists were bruised. A small hospital tag hung from her toe. Date of death, March 12, 2002. It was now August 3, 2025. She had been dead for over 20 years. Yet as he watched, her chest rose and fell, ever so slightly. Her eyes remained closed. Mike blinked. Was she breathing? What in God's name? He took a step back. His foot hit something hard. He looked down. A gurney. The wheels were jammed, but the metal frame was cold, too cold. He touched it. Instantly regretted it. The coldness burned. It was like touching an ice cube with a searing hot poker. He yanked his hand away. What the hell? Then the sheet on the drawer moved. Mike stumbled backward, knocking over the gurney. Its wheels screeched on the tile floor. The sheet had bunched up, revealing the girl's wrist. The skin was pale, paper thin, but the pulse in her veins was visible under the surface. Greenish, sickly. It seemed alien-like. Mike felt a chill crawl up his spine. It wasn't just her wrist. The skin around her jawline was moving. There was a twitch in her eye. She stirred. Mike stared in horror as the girl in the drawer slowly sat up. Her head snapped toward him. Her eyes were wide and vacant. Blood trickled from her left nostril. Mike tripped over the gurney, scrambling away. The hallway stretched endlessly before him, lined with hundreds of drawers, each a potential tomb. The girl in the drawer slid out. Barefoot, he raced past blood-spattered walls and rusted medical equipment, his heart pounding in his chest. His breath hitched. He burst through the double doors at the end of the hall only to find himself right back where he started. How? He spun around, desperate to escape, but every direction seemed to lead back to the same spot. Trapped. He turned back to the girl who stood before him, dripping blood onto the floor. A smile stretched across her pale lips. "You're late," she rasped, her voice like nails on a chalkboard. And that's when Mike remembered his camera. He fumbled with it, trying to get it to focus. Finally, he got it trained on the girl. He backed away, whispering into the camera, "If you find this footage, don't open drawer 17. Then he ran. The hallway twisted and turned, morphing into an endless labyrinth. The air grew colder. He could feel the girl's presence behind him, creeping closer. Every rustle of the old building sent a jolt of fear through him. The drawers along the walls creaked open one by one, revealing more bodies, all with hospital tags and all bearing the same eerie smile. Mike's phone slipped from his grasp and clattered to the floor. The battery died. Darkness pressed in around him. He couldn't see the hallway anymore. He couldn't see the girl. Had she stopped following him? Or was she waiting for him in the dark? Suddenly, a faint light flickered ahead. Hope surged through Mike. He stumbled toward it, his heart pounding. Emerging into a larger room, he saw an exit sign up ahead. Relief flooded him as he raced toward the light. The exit sign went out, plunging him into darkness. In the distance, a scream echoed through the abandoned hospital, followed by a sickening thud. Mike fell to his knees, his hand shaking. Just as suddenly, everything went silent. He didn't know how long he stayed there, huddled in the darkness, listening to the eerie quiet. But eventually, when he was sure he hadn't heard anything else, he slowly got to his feet and began to stumble toward the exit. He remembered seeing a ladder on the wall earlier, a fire escape. If he could just find it, he might be able to escape this nightmare. As his eyes adjusted to the dim oil lamp light filtering through grimy windows, he saw it. A fire escape ladder bolted to the wall. He reached out, his fingers finding cold, rough concrete. With newfound determination, Mike began climbing, pulling himself toward the opening where a sliver of moonlight beckoned. As he hauled himself onto the fire escape, he risked a glance over his shoulder. The darkness within the hospital seemed to writhe like a living thing. At the top of the ladder, he paused, catching his breath and calming his racing heart. Before him lay a rickety wooden door secured by rusty chains. Mike hesitated, his hand hovering over the chains. Should he leave this place behind him forever or go back for answers? After what felt like an eternity, he chose escape. Throwing his weight against the door, he pushed, praying it would hold until he was safely away. Outside, the night air was cool on his skin, a stark contrast to the icy temperature of the basement. The world felt alive with sound, the chirping of crickets, the rustling of leaves, the distant hum of traffic. He was free. Or was he? As he turned to leave, the thought struck him. Who was that girl? Why did she want him to stay in that hospital? And why were there so many bodies down there? Mike decided to return. He walked back toward the hospital, the darkness enveloping him. But as he reached the entrance, a police car pulled up. 2 officers emerged, their faces grim. "We received a call about a missing person," one of them asked. "Have you seen anyone around here?" Mike hesitated, then decided to come clean. He explained about the hospital, the basement, and what he had seen. The officers exchanged a look. "An abandoned hospital," the second officer said. "Yeah, we do have a record of it. Apparently, it was shut down due to some kind of outbreak. There were patients left inside." Mike's blood ran cold. "How long ago?" he whispered. "Almost 20 years, the officer replied. "So what do you think we should do?" Mike felt a chill run down his spine. What had he stumbled upon? He had uncovered a dark secret, a hidden history of a hospital and its patients left behind. But the question lingered, was the girl still there? In the end, Mike never returned to the hospital, haunted by the sight of the girl in the drawer. The abandoned building stood as a silent reminder of the secrets it held. Did he imagine it all? Was the hospital cursed? Or was there a more sinister explanation? And now it's time to hear from you. Have you ever seen anything supernatural? Share your experiences below. Also, like and share this video with your friends if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.